Good morning. I am Joella May, and this is my second day of my meditation commitment in honor of Joe Dispenza. I'll be putting the link of the video that I used this morning in the description box below. If I can add the link to the video I watched last night, I will put that in the description box below later. I'm still waking up as far as how I can see. I spent the night at my client's house last night in the guest room. My first time, well, not my first time. This is my second time out of my house in 3 months. Other than doctor and grocery store. I not isolating to isolate. I am keeping to myself to do my shadow work. If you watched my video yesterday, you know I don't do any cuts. I leave my videos raw as they are. So I'm a little slow this morning. But one of the things when I was listening to the video today, the word that kept coming to my mind is gratitude. And I am so grateful for being able to go through this process to find myself and to properly connect to my inner child. It's the glare of the glasses is bothering me. Whether I can't see you or not, it's fine. I feel so calm and serene from doing the meditation this morning and last night. Going to sleep in meditation and waking up in meditation is a beautiful, beautiful thing. So I hope I inspire you to do the same. Whether you follow Dr. Joe Dispenza or if you follow somebody else. But meditation really does help us compartmentalize our thought patterns and how we attach ourselves to the patterns we create. And then we get spiteful over the patterns we create, blaming others. And I think that's one of the biggest things about this whole split that was super hard for me, was all the anger that my husband had towards me and still seems to continue to have towards me. And that's the hardest thing for me, is to know that there's ill will out there being subjected towards me. Because when I bring myself back to center and all my pieces came back to me last month, when I was doing my full moon ritual, it was the new moon ritual, right? It was a lot more intense, my last new moon ritual. It brought up all my pain. It was so intense. I could feel it in my bones. And I don't know if I got into full detail when I made my video after that. My first breakdown, if you want to call it breakdown, or my first real emotional release through shadow work was, or I should say the most intense release was last month's new moon with my monthly, when I was learning how to discover my yoni. It was so intense. It was the most painful monthly I ever went through, because I had so many toxic emotions to pull out of my body. And it's just amazing how relaxed I feel. Like, I literally feel like I'm floating right now from the meditations. In my video yesterday, I mentioned that I cried when I did the first night video, but when I did the first day video, there was one point where I bawled out for about a minute, maybe a minute and a half. Because as through I've been watching the videos and things, our emotions affect us, like literally initially affect us for like the first 30 seconds, 30 to 90 seconds. Then after that, we've recorded that emotion and we continue to process it and loop it. An emotion really isn't supposed to last more than 90 seconds, especially if it's something that we don't want to feel. We can let it go within that time. So I'm learning how, when the emotions come in, to fully accept them and scream them out to release them. One of the people that helped me the most through this process was Mia Magic. She was one of the first influencers I really got into watching. Because she had a video about releasing anger, and it reminded me of the tools that I grew up with from going through the programs that I went through as a teenager with my friends. So I had these meditation tools. I knew the Serenity Prayer. If you don't know the Serenity Prayer, I'll do the first few lines. So you could do this every day when you get angry. Just kind of close your eyes and use this little phrase. It helps so much. So the Serenity Prayer goes, God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Now, I know there's more to the prayer, but I've never really read more to the prayer. It's always been that first section. That's what we used to use in the meetings when I was a teenager. I'm sure they still use the Serenity Prayer till today. So I always felt that it gave me a sense of calm because we would say it at the end of every meeting. I still am not fully back in my body from my meditation. I guess that's why I still feel floaty. But I wanted to do my little recording before I got up and said hi to my client and made tea and all of that. It was so wonderful because I haven't worked with really any of my clients since the whole split, because I didn't want my negative or toxic emotional attachments to go into my work. That's another reason why I needed to be recluse, because I didn't want to spread my toxicity or my negativity into other people's DNA. Because when you massage people, and you might not be aware of this, there's this healing process that goes on. And that's why you need to have a true connection with your therapist. So when they work on you, you accept their healing more intensely than if you just like go get a regular quick fix massage. Those are nice, because they work the muscles a little bit, but they don't get into the soul the way I do. That's why my specialty is 2 hours, 2.5 hours, because I like really work with the chakras, and I take my time to work with each section of the body to see what it really needs. Sometimes it needs a little extra love. Yes, we got to remember to love ourselves and hug ourselves and comfort ourselves. Our self-care is so vital to manifesting our future. And it was through this painful process over these past 3.5 months for me to recognize how important it is for my self-care. I lost myself so much in my relationship that I forgot to do my bath rituals. I used to do them every day as a child. I did. My friends would come over and they'd be like, I'll be like, oh, I'm going to take a bath. Y'all hang out, have fun, watch TV. I'll see you in an hour or so. And they look at me like, an hour or so? Yes, because I love to meditate in my bath. The trick, though, is, and you have to remember this, and this is funny because I didn't know this until I started going to my chakra therapist when he told me to take the Epsom salt baths. When you take the sea salt or Epsom salt and Epsom sea salt baths, and you're soaking in that salty water, right? It pulls toxins out of you, right? But only for the first 20 minutes. Then it kind of does that natural reverse osmosis thing where your body starts to, because everything's been released, it wants to pull energies back in. So if you stay in that salty water, you're going to pull your negative right back into you. So I remember as a kid, when I would bathe, the water would get cold, I would drain it because the water would get cold within 20 minutes. It was a natural process for me. So when I would do my bathing process, I would fill and empty the tub 3 or 4 times in that hour and a half. Sometimes I would lay in the tub in between emptying and filling for meditative reflection. I didn't realize that as a child and a teenager that I was doing major healing work to myself. I mean, I felt happier when I was doing it, much stronger when I was doing it. And my friends would notice the difference before and after the bath. I get out of the bath and they're like, you look so happy and shiny and like you're like glowing, because they didn't know the word aura back then. So it was funny. I enjoyed it. So if you take anything from this video today, I hope it is that you honor your self-care, you learn to let go, and hold gratitude and space in your heart for others. Thank you so much. This is Joella May. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I love hearing your comments. And have a beautiful, blessed day. Grand rising, you beautiful souls. I love you.